All right, how's it going? Welcome to my second episode of the Life Coaches Corner. What this is really an opportunity for you as my guests, for you as just regular people to engage with a coach, to engage with the coach and not be expected to pay, not be expected to give your life away in your email address or sign up for a Facebook page or do this minute to minute coaching process or anything like that. This is an opportunity for you to come on, no strings attached, to ask your question. What do you want to know? Is motivation a struggle for you? Do you want to know why you struggle with love? Do you want to know why you hate your boss, or I hate my boss, maybe? So today our guest is Ridhi Bajaj. She was with me for my previous certification through Symbiosis, and we had a good time, had a lot of great weeks together, and it was a good time. So I brought her on. She's will you tell me a little bit about yourself, and then I'll tell them about the show?
Yes, hi. It's morning here, my time. I'm from
Hmm.
India. It's IST here, and good evening to all of you over there. Pleasure and privilege to be here. And as Tony mentioned, that we were together in our certification. So by certification, I'm a happiness and empowerment coach, and I love to do motivational talks because I believe that motivation is that key which everybody needs to move on in our life through our different phases. And then I'm a passionate storyteller as well. I love connecting and resonating our life experiences through stories because I believe that we understand and comprehend the meanings better. So I'm really glad. I'm looking forward to this session. I hope with me you guys enjoy as well.
Thank you, Ridhi. And so how this is going to go? So I created this is because I have a huge competitive fighting history, and one of the things that I really appreciated about boxing and about competitive fighting is in between each round there is a moment. There's a moment where the coach comes out and he has to give his fighter in 1 minute as much information as he can in a way that he can understand to help him get through that next round or even get through that next 6 rounds. And so that can be incredibly difficult. We have only that 1 minute. Luckily, life coaches try to charge per hour instead of per minute because that'd be different. um, but how that'll work is we have 5 questions set up. We're going to go about 5 minutes through each question. Me and Ridhi will have an engagement, have a coaching moment. There's a couple people that I tried to get on here to ask the question, and hopefully they'll come on at some point. And if they don't, that's okay too. I'm going to send this to them so they can at least get the answers to their questions. I think it's important. And then we're going to open it up for audience questions, which is your opportunity to ask your question. What do you want to know? So, Ridhi, is there anything that you need before we get started?
Oh, I'm all good to go.
Okay,
Please.
as I say, fighters to the corners. Okay, so the first question is, I believe his or her name is Aiza Del Rosario. And one of the Facebook pages that I asked this difficult question on, if you had one opportunity to ask a coach any question you wanted, what would it be? And I was given enough answers for a few of these episodes, and their question was, how do I figure out what I really want?
Great. So first of all, thank you. She's Isa.
Yeah, Aiza, Aiza.
Apologies if I am pronouncing it
Mm,
wrong, but thank you for the question. So, according to me, will we never be able to identify what we really want in life until and unless we stop sacrificing and
mhm,
surrendering ourselves, our dreams, our time, our abilities, our skills for others. We'll never be able to figure out things until unless we stop bothering, we stop pondering over others and their opinions about it.
mm,
It's your life. You need to chase it. You need to put yourself up. You need to find out what is that thing which gives you optimum amount of value and
mm,
satisfaction. Because if you are not going to do it, nobody else is going to do that. See, pulling your or putting yourself forward or first doesn't mean that you're pulling someone down. No, it's just that you are pulling yourself and putting in the front show. See, whatever has happened in the past or thinking about things which you did and which you could not will not fetch you anything. It's your life, either create it or just waste it. So go forward in a forward direction, be positive, be optimistic, and start journalizing. All right. Make
Mm.
different compartments of your life and write down on a paper, all your segments, your finance, love, achievements, passion, and then assess yourself on the scale of 1 to 10, maybe. Like, where do you like, what do you like the most in this particular segment? Why you do not like it? Where can you find more growth and opportunities? What are the potential barriers? Where can you improve yourself? Last but not the least, where your passion and your like drives you. And then come down, narrow yourself down towards the core reasons. Simply by saying, I do not like it, I can't do that, I hate that, will not fetch you anything. Why do you not like that? Why you hate it? So narrowing yourself towards the core reason will actually give you that clarity that how much you have to fix and what you have to fix. Correct? Similarly, if you're able to derive what is that thing which makes you happy and what is that thing which you love to do that. So getting that meaning, getting that clarity will actually make you strive for that.
Mm.
And see, happiness is a bliss. And I
Mm.
believe that every individual on this planet Earth has the basic fundamental right of being happy.
Mm.
Also, we should start, voicing up our dreams and our aspirations. We should be vocal about it. People should know around you what you're doing in life, what you want in life, because you never know where you can get a good opportunity or some supporting hand forward and it can make your journey very easy. Right?
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. You said a lot of really great things, and one thing that kind of stuck with me as you were going through that is you said stop internalizing. What does that mean to
Sorry?
you?
Sorry?
I said you said that to one of the things you said was really really big. You said stop internalizing.
Yes,
So
yes.
tell so can you speak more to that?
So you see, there's another segment to this which I want to
Okay.
relate.
Yeah.
People, there are some people who actually know that what they want in life, okay, and in which direction they want to go.
Hmm.
But what happens is they just don't want to come out or make any conscious effort. Why? Because we are so comfortable in our present skin. All
Mm-hmm.
right, and we start building up a lot of fears and apprehensions that how that change is going to be. So if you want something really you want for your life, you have figured it out for
Hmm.
yourself, then what's stopping you? Just jump out of the
I
box.
love that.
Just
Yes.
make the conscious effort. Have a happy and a fulfilling life. Because this is one life. Either you can just make it the way you want, or you can, just struggle to live it. And I believe every individual should be happy because this is something which we really worth it.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I mean, the question that everybody should be asking themselves after that beautiful comment is, what is stopping me? What
Right.
is really stopping me from going after what I want? Because that's really what the base of the question is. And it's maybe
Have
yourself
another
is
thing.
stopping you. Go
Yes.
ahead. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes. Uh, Tony, most of the time, people are aware of their likes and their direction, but they build in so much of things, which are not based on any evidence, which are not
Mm,
proven. But just we are so skeptical, getting out and embracing the change, or probably experiencing the new movement, and we just hold ourselves.
mm,
And in due course of time, we realize that we have really missed on something great. We've really missed on some opportunity which could have changed our life.
hmm.
So
Totally. Yeah.
no hurry, no worry. Just
Yeah,
live the way you want to live and just have a fantastic and a fulfilling life.
for sure. Thank you for saying that. Have a
My
fantastic and a
pleasure.
fulfilling life. Yeah, thank you so much. Um,
Pleasure.
so one of the things that was really good too, that a friend that's here today, we had lots of conversations about something. We said the stories we tell ourselves, right? As the story getting in your way of what you want. So awesome, awesome. So is there anything that you want to finish on as far as that that question, or are you ready to head on to the next question?
Oh, I'm good to go.
You good?
If there's
Good to
any
go?
question from,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So Sue Baker, and this another group that I'm involved with, had asked the question, how to know that line when someone can't be helped in what you do.
Okay, great. Again, thanks you for asking this question. Well, in order to be helped, it's very imperative that the other person should ask for help.
Mhm.
The other person should make himself or herself available, vulnerable, kind, humble.
Mm.
If you need to change yourself through your words or through your thoughts, it's very important that the person should able to resonate with the kind of wisdom you're going to share. Right? See,
Mhm.
we all are different individual entities with our concepts and languages of understanding this mysterious thing called
Mm.
life.
Right. Right. Mhm.
So, if the other person is not opening up with you, it's not ready to listen to you or see things from a different perspective, or is just too adamant to come out of his or her comfort zones and make any conscious developments, then it's pretty evident that that line has come. But what happens is, it's very common amongst the caregivers and the healers that we want the other person to be free from all sufferings, agony, and pain.
Hmm. Okay.
So we do not accept that.
Mhm.
So rather than identification over here, acceptance is the trigger.
Okay.
Yeah. The denial is a very strong force. Yes. Most of us are suffering, but we do not admit that we're suffering. So according to me, when things are not under your control, just accept them. Just accept the fact that some people just really can't change.
Okay. Okay. So if I could stop you real quick, make sure I understand this correctly. Some of the things that you're talking about is how to know when someone can't be helped in what we do. Part of that is acceptance. Is that correct? Accepting that maybe they're not in a place to be helped, or maybe they don't know they can be helped, or is that correct?
Right, right. Because it only caregivers or healers or
Mm-hmm.
many of other people who are really concerned about other people's pain and suffering,
Mm-hmm.
they will try to do and amend them with all the required tools,
Mm-hmm.
technologies,
Mm-hmm.
methodologies.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if I am close over here, nothing can come inside here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another thing that there are so many underlying reasons for that. As I mentioned, that most of us are suffering, but they do not want to admit their
Yeah.
suffering.
Right. No way.
So
Don't. No.
apart
I'm
from
not. I'm fine. No, I'm not suffering. I'm good. No,
God
no, I'm
bless,
not
God
hurt.
bless.
No, you didn't hurt me at all. I'm good. Right. Sorry, I'm a little silly. So.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to
Yeah.
live the way, that
Mhm.
anything which gives you happiness, you should, proceed like that.
Absolutely. Hmm.
The ultimate goal is, to be happy. So if I'm stuck with you, oh my God, I'm trying to do everything with Tony, but this guy is not changing. So
Hmm.
I'm taking that pressure on me.
Yeah.
So
Right.
after accepting that Tony just cannot be changed, is that I'm releasing myself out from that.
Okay, I have a challenging question to follow that up. Are you ready?
Yes.
So, if this person cannot be helped in what you do you give them their money back?
Um, yes, I will.
Good, good.
Yes, I
I,
will.
I like that answer too. I would do the same. I would say, after all, we've been 3 sessions together. I realize that I cannot help you. And maybe that this is not the right decision and choice and direction. And what I don't want to do is take your money when I know I can't help you. So, yeah, thank you for saying that. That's because I don't know how many coaches really believe that and will do that. So
See,
thank you
Tony,
for that.
coaching, I don't believe that coaching is all about money. No, to me, coaching is not about money.
Nope.
It is simply not. I mean, I'm here to help you, to guide you, to support
Hmm.
you in your journey in accomplishing and realizing your professional and personal goals. So, when my client is not satisfied, is not happy, then there is no money here. There's something here, you're conscious, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. It feels like
that
we're
doesn't allow you.
stealing a little bit, right? It feels like we're
Exactly,
stealing. Yeah. And
exactly.
that doesn't feel
Moreover,
good.
right. And moreover, you don't feel good about that particular situation, You don't
Hmm.
want to just go ahead with any of the monetary transactions in that.
Hmm.
So I think releasing that client from every segment is the best option according to me.
Awesome. Yeah. I believe it. I support it. I'm with it. I agree absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then we'll
Pleasure.
move on to the next question. You ready for Jad Al Jurdi?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, me and him actually had a conversation about this a lot when I was texting him, and I was hoping that he would be able to come on and ask this question, but I'll definitely send it to him because he was super engaged with this question, and it was specific to a certain scenario. So answer it how you need to, and we'll finagle it however it needs to be. But Jad Al Jurdi had asked, how can we handle a business deal being canceled at the final moment?
Okay. Thank you, Jella, for this question. Well, that's a tricky one. So I thought to, just quote a real live example over here. So there was this modern retail store which surfaced an inquiry about 1 lakh vacuum bottles, plastic bottles, right? And there was an organization by the name of PNB who was dealing into the same. So after comparing the prices from 4, 5 organizations, PNB cleared the inquiry. The prices were the least and they were meeting all the standards of quality. Now, PNB imported goods from China, right, to further deliver it to the modern retail store. And there was no advance payment in the clause. The payment was to be done after the delivery.
Mhm.
But during that time, pandemic was there, okay? And there were anti-sentimental movements of against China
Mm.
in the market. So this model retail store completely and totally denied that they'll not take the products. Okay.
Mhm.
And there was a huge emotional setback, and financial as well. The resources, the time, a whooping amount of $4 lakh was something huge. And the catch here was the products could not be reused or sold somewhere else. Why? Because those bottles had the private label of that model retail store.
Mhm.
And any breach would be infringement of trademark rights,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
This PNB organization had 3 options. One, just go to the management and try to talk or make them understand the value of their words and whole lot of resources behind that. Two, reach the higher hierarchy of the organization. But again, reaching the higher hierarchy would have solved that purpose for that time, but that would be on the cost of the relationships between that organization and the modern retail store. Third was getting into the all the technicalities of the legal procedures and suing the company,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
could be again a whole lot of involvement, both resources, money, and time. And COVID times means everything was on standstill. So what BNB focused on, they waited for a couple of months when the situations were a little relaxed
Mhm.
and easy. They managed to talk to the management over there in that particular store and they negotiated on certain terms and pricing and they managed to deliver that whole lot of goods to that retail store.
Good.
But then again, situations may and will differ from what I
Yeah,
have just narrated.
absolutely. Right.
But the key over here is, Tony, there is a lot of power in acceptance.
Something you said a little bit ago, right? We're back to that.
Yes, yes. So let me come down to here why.
Yeah.
See, the company was that organization was going under, a collective griefs,
Mhm.
finance, employment, time, resources, a lot of things. But there's a lot of power in and control and acceptance.
Mm.
I can endure this. I can manage to seek a better opportunity. I will never ever give up.
Mm.
I will be better in my journey forever.
Mm.
Maybe it's not maybe, I will and I can find another way to adjust my goods. Last but then not the least, this shall too pass.
Yeah. Mhm.
See, what happens is when we are in adverse conditions, our mind actually, shows you a lot of pictures. But we as human beings, we focus on the worst scenarios, right? So the goal over here is not to put that things out of the mind because that's going to give you a lot of trouble and a lot of problems. But the goal over here is to find that balance in thinking. For instance, if you're seeing that negative image shaping here, make a conscious effort to bring that positive image over here.
Mhm. Absolutely.
See, neither of the situations should be ignored, but neither of the situations should dominate.
Mm,
right?
absolutely. Right.
So while I was going through this, I really, got my hands on a beautiful quote by John C. Maxwell, which said that the only difference between average people and achieving people is their perception of and the respond towards failures.
Hmm. Hmm. Awesome.
That's makes them about.
Awesome. Awesome. And I have a curveball to throw you if you can answer it in like 30 seconds or less. So if this wasn't a business dealing and this was somebody who walked away from a wedding, what would you say?
See, if you ask me,
Yep.
in my opinion, I
Hmm.
would say have a good time and find a better luck
Not
next
you
time.
personally, but how would you coach somebody through that
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
altercation?
Okay.
How would you coach
See.
somebody through that situation?
Yes. Yes. So well, just that the opinion which I share about myself.
Hmm.
So in this case, of course, there are a lot of emotions involved, apart from all the resources and the finance and the weddings and the managements and everything. There are a hell lot of emotions, which we need to take care of.
Hmm.
I would ask that client to just visualize that if, by any chance you were married to that person, you know, and there was something which could have come later when you have already missed the bus, how would your life be? Now you have a chance to look forward in a better direction or probably find a better partner who suits your needs and conditions. But what after the wedding? See,
Mm.
wedding is just not two persons or two people.
Yeah.
A hell lot of people, families and people who are involved. So if there is a hurt in one segment, then the entire loop is going to be affected.
Yep.
So it's just that person has saved him or herself and have just managed to pull themselves out before entering into deep shit of life.
Yeah.
See, if a person can leave you
Yep.
at the D
Totally.
day, if a person can leave you at the D day, then that person can leave you at any time of your point.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
So when
awesome.
there
Thank you
is
for that. Because I think that's a big question that people are going to ask, is how do we go to these big situations in our life and recover from such a big switch, that big change that happened that I wasn't ready for. How do I recover from that? And we're not going to be able to answer that one, but thank you for sharing a little bit about that. You ready for the next question?
yeah, definitely,
I'm
please.
gonna I'm gonna reword how this question is asked because I think this is specific to Michael Greider. He asked, where has my motivation gone? Which I think sounds like a lot like, and what he wants is, how do I get how does somebody get motivated? What can I do to become more motivated? What can a person do?
So my motivation is just here. Tori, your motivation is just there. Just see
Yep.
behind you.
Hmm.
Can you see that?
Hmm.
Jokes apart, I was thinking, that if I could have that a one kind of person always behind me, to motivate me
Yep.
24/7 in and out, then I could have
Hmm.
made, big difference in life. But honestly, nobody came that way along with me. So I just became that person for myself.
Mm. Okay, you became your own self-motivator.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly. But
so
then again, I
how does a random regular person become motivated if they don't
yeah,
have any kids or children or
yes.
maybe even self-worth or purpose or drive?
Yes, see, so I do understand that's very challenging, to keep that spark of motivation on throughout your journey and throughout your journey of accomplishing your goals
Mhm.
and your dreams. But have you ever wondered, Tony, when we are actually doing something which is of our interest, which we really
Mm.
like to do it, or which we
Mm.
really want, then we don't have to depend on any external factor. We always have that motivation with us, all
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That I want this, I want to, summer's approaching and I want myself in a bikini shape, then may will come, I am going to do that and I don't need any motivation for that.
Yeah.
So according to me, when you see your levels of motivation dipping down, just try to figure out, are you actually doing that thing which you want in life?
Mm.
Just try to again, assess yourself. Is this the same thing which you really want for yourself, which is giving you the optimum satisfaction and value?
Mhm. Which I love that you say that because it reflects back that original question. How you find your motivation is actually by how you find what you want, what you really, really want.
Right, right. Also, Tony, there are many segments to this.
Mm-hmm.
What people usually do now, they give themselves long, tedious goals. All right.
Mm.
Okay, I need to lose 30 kgs of weight. Now,
Yeah.
30 kgs of losing weight cannot happen in a jiffy, right? That cannot
Are you
happen overnight.
sure? I mean, I want to lose that by tomorrow because I have a big spring break.
You
I'd
can,
like to. You can't do that for me. I mean,
no,
what
I
am I
cannot
paying
do
you
that. I
for? What
cannot
am
do
I?
that.
What am I going to pay you for then? Right. That is the interaction and engagement that people get. I
So
want
then,
to. Yeah. Here,
yes,
hold on 1 second. I'll let you.
yeah,
I
please.
want a goal. I want to accomplish it, and I want it done instantaneously with little work. That is really what people are coming to life coaches with. Not everybody. I don't want to call everybody out. I'm going to get a lot of people mad at me about this, but the idea is that you have to have patience and time and energy to push in for what you want. Otherwise, keep sitting on your couch. And go ahead.
True. So, like, I was coming back to my this question over here is,
Mm-hmm.
according to me, we should cut, celebrate, and cherish, right?
Say that again. Cut,
Cut,
celebrate,
celebrate, and cherish.
cut,
For
celebrate, and
instance,
cherish. The 3 C's of life.
yes, yes.
Okay.
30 kgs of weight, you cannot
Yeah.
see yourself anytime nearer to losing that weight in very less span of time.
Mm-hmm.
So cut your goals now. Cut your
Yeah.
goals. Give yourself a small, tiny baby goal of losing 5 kgs first.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Mm-hmm.
you reach that point, celebrate by indulging yourself into something binge
Mm-hmm.
and savor that taste of binge eating and cherish that for your another goal. So this way you are seeing yourself inching towards your goal and you're really highly motivated that, all right, my goal is just about to come. Let me get up more.
Mm-hmm.
So what people do, they make the journey very tedious, very monotonous. All right, I'll just give up everything in life and I'll just lose stuff and I'll work out excessively, or I'm not getting the results which I want. That's again, of course, it's very natural that you will not have a motivation anywhere near you, around you. So it's fun. I mean, like, no hurries, no worries.
Mm-hmm.
Be cool with yourself, love yourself, give yourself some time. Make your journey a loving one,
Yeah.
an enjoyable one.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Just-
sucks too because a lot of people, my judgment is I see they procrastinate enough so that they need that resolve immediately. So they
yeah.
procrastinate, and they run out of time. And then they're like, well, now I need this to be fixed immediately. And it doesn't really work like that.
Well, see, Tony, I can just link with this thing. A lot of time we need motivation to start doing something. We should understand sometimes actions also attract motivation.
Yeah. Ah, okay. So for the audience out there, let's do this one more time. Actions attract motivation.
Motivation, yes.
Speak to that.
See, okay, I'm doing this. I want to do this. Oh my God. But there's nothing which can make me do that. You know, I want to go to a party, but my hair are not nice or I'm
Mhm.
not looking well. So I cannot go that.
Mhm.
Go try to do something on yourself.
Mm.
Go for a good hair wash. Maybe by seeing the texture of your hair, and then then by seeing and analyzing and assessing what all you have in your closet, maybe you are motivated again to go in that party.
Mhm.
Just a little very small example kind of thing. We can relate to big things in our life, but then yes, again it works.
Awesome. Yeah.
Also,
Thank you.
Tony,
Yeah.
do
Go
you
ahead.
remember when you were kids? Everybody. So we
Yeah.
always
Mhm.
have our parents, besides us, cherishing us,
Mhm.
motivating us,
Mhm.
cheering up us on all our chores, and maybe scolding us or spanking us. But we had idea. We were aware that there's somebody who is accountable with us.
Mhm.
So holding somebody accountable in your journey will, rekindle that spark of motivation in us. That
Yeah.
that somebody is there with us, somebody is there who is checking on us, or probably there to guide you, suggest you, or give you that kind of
Mhm.
motivation
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
think dips in your process.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
so
this.
good, so good. Thank you. And I think it was well deserved to have that be a little extended of an answer because you came up with a lot of great stuff, and I really, really appreciate that. But we'll move on to the last question, and maybe if there's some people in the audience that right now that have a question for Ridhi or want to engage with Ridhi in their own coaching moment, that will happen in about 5 minutes. So are you ready for the last question?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I think I'm saying it correctly as Xenia Fedeya, Fedeyeva. And this is actually a question that I think you've been touching on a little bit of already, and this is kind of the motto of this session, this forum. But how do you forgive oneself for stupid things in the past?
Well, I understand, it's pretty easy when we have to forgive somebody else, then we do it. But when it comes to ourselves, it becomes the thing. Why? Because we registered that thing in our nervous system.
Mm,
We try
right.
and we feel and experience every negative emotion associated with it day in and day out. That becomes a part of us. It becomes a habit. We try to create our own identity around it. You know?
Mhm.
So Turi, have you ever noticed that when you really, at some point of time, you really forgive the other person? Why? Because you yourself want to get released from that pain and
Mhm.
agony which is
Mhm.
causing you there.
Okay.
Or or maybe your relationship with the other person is so strong, so you're so compassionate towards that person, you love that person.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
there's no second option,
Yeah,
except for forgiving that person.
it's much easier for me to forgive somebody else,
Exactly.
yeah, than it is for me. Oh, I can't forgive myself. Oh, I'm the worst critic. Oh, and I don't
Why
think I'm
can't
alone.
why can't
Yeah,
we do that same thing with
yeah.
ourselves? Why
Mhm.
can't we release that part of us? Because
That is a
see,
good
Tony,
question.
people, yeah, that's yeah. People evolve around time. With time, we
Hmm.
improve for our betterments. All right. So maybe what kind of personality we were when we did that thing, maybe we are not that. So one incident cannot judge or make any opinion about us.
Hmm.
Maybe we were not clear of any consequences. Maybe that was the only option, viable option at that time. Maybe we didn't have any clarity, you know. So let releasing that thing from our system will actually help you to lead a better, positive, and a happy life ahead. See, the catch is if you keep on reading the same chapter again and again, again and again,
Hmm.
then you'll never be able to read a new chapter, right? And the lag is
Right.
always going to
Yep.
be there.
That's true. It's a good. Yeah, it's a good
So
analogy.
yeah, and mistakes, doing stupid things. This is how human beings grow. We grow
Hmm.
like this. We learn
Hmm.
and grow. So what important is just keep the learnings from the lessons which have occurred and gone, because you
Hmm.
cannot
Hmm.
change what has happened in the past, but definitely you can make your present and your future beautiful. So just keep that lessons in your system and turn every stone to make it a success the other time and enjoy.
Yeah.
Just release that thing out. Love yourself so much that there's no
Totally.
other option except for forgiving
Totally.
yourself.
Yeah. A lot of great things were said there, and the one that you ended with was love yourself. Right. Love yourself.
Self love is the only best love.
Mm. Fantastic, fantastic. So I'm gonna move on to, is there anything else you want to touch on a little bit for that question or any of the other questions before we move on to audience questions?
Yeah, I have one thing to say, and I
Sure.
strongly believe and preach, and I also try to practice it a lot many times, that whatever is happening around us, it's not necessary that things are always under your control. But whatever is happening here and whatever is happening here is always in your control. And we have just one life, we have the authority, the power
Mhm.
to sketch our own life story on the canvas. So push this out, push this in, love yourself, be happy, because happiness is not ready in the market to go and grab it. It is going to come out of you and from your actions.
Mm,
So
beautiful. Awesome.
happy living to all of you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now to live questions. And is there anybody in here? So how we'll do this is, I believe we have about 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is if you could post a question in the thread, um, and then just jump on your audio and ask a question. I know Michael Fisher has a question. Sorry to call you out. So what we did a few days ago in one of my work meetings is we sat in our Zoom meeting and sat and stared at each other to see who could withstand it the longest in the awkward silence of a Zoom call, in a business meeting Zoom call, right? So I let it go for a little while, and I want to be cognizant that this is recorded. So Tara, you have a question. Jump on.
Hey, Ridhi. Hey, Tony.
Hey,
Hi, Tara.
How are you guys?
Very well. How about you?
Doing well. Great talk. Ridhi, you gave some really good points. One in particular I wrote down was that, and it'll be an Instagram quote, I'm sure I'll post at some point, but you mentioned it is your life. You either create it or waste it. And as a coach, I understand that concept. But what are some of the ways? Because it's a question that I'm sure you have heard, and I've certainly gotten it. But clients want to know, how do I create that life? How do I do it? So what are some quick steps that you think a client can take to create that life that they want?
Thank you, Tara, for asking that question. It's indeed a very interesting one. So, Tara, as I just mentioned earlier, it's very important for us to identify your liking and your love and where your passion is driving you. So, just like sit for a while or probably give yourself some time and just try to analyze with all the segments and with all the possibilities, opportunities, threats, growth, development, and just narrow out to one point that what you actually want, what you like the most to do in the life, and just compare in your present state that whether or are you in that same shoes. All right. And Tara, like it has helped me a lot that whenever I'm doing something, I try to future pace that thing. The process of future pacing is starts running in my system. Now, what is that? Whenever I'm doing something, I'm accomplishing something, I try to derive out the consequences of that action for my future. Okay, that how it's going to help me in my future, where it's going to take me, how, what kind of person I'm going to be, how it's going to benefit in all the aspects of my life, my financial aspects, my career, my relationships, everything. After that, compare your pros with the cons of not accomplishing the thing which you are doing. Then you have the whole list in front of you. You have the pros, you have the cons. Then decide for yourself that which direction you want to go forward for. So, because see, I have always experienced that whenever I'm not doing anything which is not of my interest or of my passion, I'm unable to do that. So I'm just on a standstill. I cannot create any my life with the present thing which I'm doing, which is not of my interest. It's just that that you have given that extra syllabus and you have to complete it, but that's not the syllabus, that's something outside the course. They just mugging it up or just switching to rote learning. Anything which is done artificially or forcefully, or you're forcing that thing on yourself, will not give you any results. So of course, you cannot draw the picture of your life by doing things which you're not liking or which are not capturing your interest or your passion is not there in that.
Great, thank you.
I hope it answers your question, Tara.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
My pleasure.
cool. And is there anybody else that has a question? I'm going to give this a couple seconds and I'm going to wrap up.
Okay, can I ask a follow-up? I didn't want to dominate the talk, but
please do. Yeah, no one else is jumping on, so.
Oh, Michael posted a question.
You can go right ahead and then we'll get to you, Michael, so be ready.
Okay. So, Ridhi, as a happiness coach, you'd mentioned as you were wrapping up that, happiness is not something that we can buy, right? Or you can look to some external factor, but so many people do it. They look to the spouse or the car or the job or the bank account or whatever it is. to make themselves happy. What exactly was the driving force for you taking on this particular niche of coaching? What did you see in the market or, amongst family, friends, whomever, society on a whole that drew you into wanting to specialize in happiness coaching?
Okay, lovely, lovely. Thank you, Tara. That's going to, I'm going to introspect that with myself as well. Thank you. Tara, again, if I have to be, efficient or, the best in something, then I have to, of course, as I said, I have to identify that thing in myself, that whether I like this thing, whether I can do that, whether I have my passion or my love for this thing and all that. So what happened with me, that I was depending upon external factors to make me happy. Okay, I'll get this job, I'll be happy. Okay, I'll lose my weight to this much, I'll be happy. All right, if I can buy this car for myself, I'll be happy. So, and as I told to me that all our goals or our wants and liking and are something which, I mean, it's not necessary that can happen in a jiffy, that I can go and buy the car, a luxurious car right now. So in that journey of buying that car, maybe that external factor changes. So why my happiness is dependent on external factors to make me happy? I should be happy and satisfied with who I am, what I am. I should be happy for myself, for my inner self. All right, a car is going to come. I'm going to get that job. These are the add-ons, the cherries on the cake. But that should not decide that whether that will give me or label me as a happy or a sad person. I should not be sad if I'm not getting that car. Okay, I'm moving forward for that. I believe that more than the results, the journey and efforts are more important.
Mm-hmm.
That how you're moving forward. Crawl, slog, slither, but never give up.
I like that.
Be there in the moment. Yeah. Be there in the moment. Never give up. And okay, I try my level best. I'm more happy about that I'm trying my level best. If I get my goal, wonderful. If not, then probably I'll tweak in. That particular thing, I'll not let that thing affect me here or here. Label me as a depressed or a sad person or as a failed person. No. So the trust is depend upon yourselves, nor on any external factors to make you happy.
Yeah. Does that answer that a little bit for you, Tara?
Yes, it does.
Awesome.
It does. And
Awesome.
I agree with that. Thank you.
For sure. Great question. And thank you for asking, because I think that these questions are questions that are asked throughout the world. Right. So
yes.
being able to answer these in moments, recorded and shared, possibly can answer a question for somebody who doesn't even know they're asking it yet, or they need the answer yet. So super, super good questions. And I want to give Michael an opportunity for his. Are you ready? Fighters to your corners.
Ready for.
Go ahead, Michael.
Okay, my question is, I'm sure everyone has to do a little bit of this, and I put it in the chat for you. How do you speak to the puzzle of, there's only so many hours in a day for pursuing a brand new goal because you have to maintain a certain lifestyle. It's impossible to completely drop all my commitments to my family and a lot of other things I'll leave off the list here, but they seem like they are requirements, or else I'll just cease to. Like even my last career, I don't know that I want to totally give it up because it's a sense of security for me to keep that option open. But even without the old career, there's just taxes and bills and grocery and shelter. You hear me? Is that clear for you, Ridhi? Am I coming through for you?
Yeah, can you just repeat that question for me? I think there's a disturbance there in the network.
Fine. I wonder if this is a universal experience that you've had or other people have, that I have a lot of ambition. I have a dream. I'm going there. And it seems like there isn't enough time in the day because there are so many required things from my previous life and that are just necessary to survive. I have to pay bills. I have to do a lot of things. Doing my taxes takes a long time, and I could go on and on. But what I mean is just maintenance chores of living.
Okay. So you're trying to ask me that apart from your busy schedule, you have something else which you are going in forward, but you are finding a lot of challenges because you're maintaining a lifestyle which requires a lot of your time and resources. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You heard me right.
All right, great. Thank you, Michael, for the question. This is time management is something which, you're not alone in this. Everybody is struggling and juggling to manage more and buy more time. So even this is
Right,
something
right.
which
Where do I purchase more time? Can somebody tell
exactly
me where I
where
can go to a store and purchase more time? Because I would love it.
yes. So Michael, I believe, it's a very, how, I don't know how do I put it in words over here, but where when a dream is there, when something has taken birth, all right, it will find and it has its own way to be nurtured. All right, it's just hidden. It's uh, you just need to find out where it is hidden and how you can nurture that thing. All right. See, I understand that we have a lot. Everybody have lots on their platter to serve, but there's something which you like to fit in there. So by putting something out or eating a portion or anyhow, you just manage and do some adjustments and put that piece of your favorite dish on your platter because you want it, right? Because you really like that thing. You really like that thing to be there in you in your life.
I want to make
So
sure I
yeah,
understand this analogy and metaphor correctly because I think there was something really there. So you talked about there being a platter of a lot of things that you want to offer, but there's just one thing that you really want to do special, and you really want to do that really special and put that perfectly on the platter, exactly the way you want it to be and exactly the way you do it. What that entails is what that means is this is what you do, your passion, your drive, your commitment. While you have all of these other things going on, they get a percentage of your energy, but the real creativity and the energy comes to this one special thing. Is that kind of correct? What you're saying is to the platter?
yes, Tony. Because see, for that particular thing which you really are, which is really out of your passion and out of your love, will find its place. That will never.
Mm,
That instinct is never going to die. So you're going to manage that thing on your platter some way or the other.
mhm.
So just give yourself some time, Michael. There are no hurries and no worries. Okay, you're doing a good job. You're already serving so many things and
Mm.
so many purposes in life. So give yourself some time, visualize, and compartmentalize your life, your structure, and where you can add on where you can less down where, the consequences, the effects of adding in and reducing some. And definitely, Michael, with that patience, endurance, and that strategy that you want to move forward towards your goal and your dream, you will be able to put that perfect and favorite dish of yours on your platter.
You said something I think that, and I hope this is ringing clear for you, Michael. And I want to jump in real quick and just remind you or him of something that you said quickly in the middle of that. You said you're already doing a good job. You're already doing a good job. You already are, right? So you're doing all of these things and you're doing a good job already. So for everybody that's juggling a lot of things, maybe that's a piece you need to remember that you may not forget, that you may not know, that as you're juggling all of these things, trying to be valuable enough for somebody, something, somewhere, the piece that you're missing out of that platter is you already doing a good job.
Thank you, Tony, for that clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
We should celebrate. We should celebrate every effort of ours. We are actually superwomen or superheroes. We have so much in life to do, and we are moving forward every day. We're passing our day by accomplishing our duties, our responsibilities, and then also we have the spark of living to our dream. So the approach itself is commendable. But then again, I just mentioned earlier in the conversation also, we are quite impatient. All right, I have to do that thing. All right, but I have so much to do here. How can I reach my goal over there? We lose that patience. We lose that endurance. We're always in a hurry and we're worrying about it. Relax, easy.
Mm-hmm.
Things are gonna come your way. When that thing has taken a birth, it will find its own place to nurture up. And it's going to be awesome, Michael. You
Mm.
just need to visualize and set apart certain things from your life, prioritize your things, make a list that the things which are of the utmost priority or of utmost urgency or importance, try to finish that off soon. and keep things which are of less importance and urgency a little at a distance. And then amidst all of these, try to put in your efforts for your dreams. And I have full faith in you, Michael. You're going to rock it. And soon I'm going to hear from through Tony or through from you that you are inching towards your goals and dreams. I wish you all the very best in all your endeavors.
Yeah, and Michael, does that answer that for you? We're going to be out of time, but I want to give you an opportunity to respond a little bit, and then I'm going to close.
So you're asking me to come on live and answer that?
Yeah, if you have anything that you want to respond to, if you heard her, how it resonates with you, anything that you want to respond to.
I see there's wisdom. There's no question that that's true. And in fact, I'm doing it right now, juggling and working at the mixture. I guess I'm kind of suffering with that. Is basically the short version. It's like I have been working on my goal for some years, and I really, really want to start seeing it pay off in terms of bona fide experiences. And it bothers me. Part of my problem might be I need to get rid of some of my existing baggage, but it seems like I've done quite a bit of that already. So I don't want to say it was a bad answer. It was a great answer, but I need something a little bit heavier and stronger. But I don't know that you need to pursue that for me right now. But I need to find a strong way to clear out some time in my life.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you've got something. Yeah, sounds like you've got something from Ridhi, and maybe there's a conversation that you and Ridhi can have.
Oh, I'm having a blast. This whole hour is
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. I'm gonna close this, and then let's chat afterwards. We'll set up a couple times, a couple minutes. I'll bring everybody on the video, and we'll chat afterwards. But again, I just want to close this episode. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for tuning in. I do this at the second Monday of the month, every time, same bat channel. This is an opportunity for you to engage with the coach. So if you have questions around it, come back next month. I'm going to do these more. The more conversation and communication, the feedback and likes and watches that I can get, the more I'm going to do these. And this is what I love to do. Like Ridhi is talking to Michael about following his passion, finding the time in his life to actually have time management. This is mine, right? This is mine. So I love this. I want to do these more. The more I can get people to like these and come on and share and spread and do all that stuff, I'll do them more. So thank you again so much. My name's Tony Longabardi with Ridhi Bajaj. Thank you so much. We'll see you next month. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Anything you want to say before we go?
I thank you for being such a lovely audience. I really love the session, and I wish you all the very best. And I hope this session makes some benefit to in your life. And happy living to all of you. Stay blessed.
Yes. See you guys.